Welcome to Cuttingham Piano. I'm Hugh Sung, and this is my tutorial on the Yamaha CVP-809 Clavinova. This is Yamaha's most advanced digital piano, making learning so much fun and inspiring because even beginner pianists can sound like a whole band or a whole orchestra. I want to thank everybody that's been responding to this series so far with some great feedback and some great suggestions. So in this tutorial, we're going to be learning the song Bewitched by the words by Lorenz, Hart, and the music is by Rodgers. And these are songs taken out of a wonderful book published by Hal Leonard called The Best Songs Ever. And let me see if I can actually get a view of this over here. Best Songs Ever, and specifically this is the 7th edition. And this is the Easy Play Today. What I love about this book is the fact that all the notes are written out nice, big, easy to read, and they even have the note names written inside of them. And as I said, we're going to be looking at a song called Bewitched. And so, having said that, I want to see if I can, with each tutorial, I want to take things a little bit further. And one of the suggestions I got from folks that were commenting on the first two lessons of this tutorial series, some folks are more of an intermediate style, and I wanted to see if there are ways of having the accompaniment not just with a single finger as I was showing you, but something a little bit more advanced. So I'm going to see if I can show you a couple different ways to adjust the accompaniment patterns to accommodate more advanced playing. But first, let's take a quick piano lesson just to figure out what the notes are, okay? So once again, let me get myself oriented here. We're going to start over in the middle here. The first notes we're going to start to play. Let me get the music up so we can see what we're dealing with. All right, so this is a G over here. As you can see, again, I love this because all the note names are written in. I'm going to use the second finger. These are the fingers I'm going to use. And as we mentioned in the previous tutorials, these are the chords that we're going to be playing in the left hand. When you see a letter by itself, it implies that this is a C major chord. Okay? We also learned 7th chords. We're going to take a look at both the G major and the G7 chord. All right? Again, these are the things that we play with our left hand. So once again, quick piano lesson. Okay, and then E, F, okay. Now, since I'm going to be moving up a little bit, I'm going to shift my second finger over here, my thumb over here, actually. All right, and we'll use the thumb over here with the F. Just a quick little lesson over here. This note over here has a little cross hatchet like that. This is called a sharp, okay? And what that does, it moves the note that you play. Instead of a G, you play the next note to the right, which is this black key over here. This is a G sharp over here, okay? So let's start again. The beginning of the line, G, B, C, G sharp, okay? Now here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch my fingers to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to show you what I just did. I'm going to squeeze the third finger in here. Well, actually, I can use my fourth finger. 4, 3, 1. I'm going to squeeze my 1 here. Let me show you what my fingering is going to look like here. 5, 4, 3, 1. And then I'm going to squeeze a 3 because we have another sharp over here. This is an F sharp, okay? So here you go. 4, 3, 1. That'll help me to move my third finger over here and reposition. And as you can see, this note over here, this is a tie. So I'm just going to hold this note through while I change the chords in my left hand. You'll notice there's a chord over here. This is a D, M. That M stands for minor, so D minor chord. So this changes the flavor of the chord a little bit, okay? And we're basically going to play the same thing all over again. It's the same melody, and I'm going to just change it at the end. Just I'm going to, instead of playing that A, we're going to just end it off here, okay? Just so that we can, if you want to learn the rest of the song, you have to get the book, okay? Okay, so let's just, again, review a little bit. This is the second part. Put my thumb over here. I'm going to do the same fingering thing. 4, 3, 1, 3. and I'm just going to end it here just for now, okay? So that's a quick look at the right hand. Now let's take a look really quickly. Now, as we were talking about previously, all you had to do with the left hand was to simply play these single notes. But now I'm going to show you some more advanced ways of playing these chords, okay? So again, just for a little bit of harmony's sake, when we're playing a C major chord, we start with the C on the bottom, okay? And we're going to go through all 5 notes up a scale, okay? We're going to use the 3rd note and the 5th note. That is a C major scale, okay? Now if I want to do a G major scale, I do the same idea. The 1st note of G major, the 3rd note, and the 5th note over here, okay? Back to C major, and now F major, okay? And then C major, G major. Now a D minor, this would be major. We're going to lower that 3rd note, so it comes out like this. So pretty easy to play like that. That's a D minor chord. Back to a G major, okay? Now if I wanted to play G7, what we do is G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? We can add a G major, and this would be the 7th chord over here like that, all right? So G major, C major, G7, C major, F major, C major, G7, D minor, G7, and then back to C major, okay? So those are the left-hand chords we're going to use. Now, how can we get the Clavinova to accompany us in that style if we wanted to use full chords instead of just single notes? I'm going to show you that in just a second. But before we do that, we need to find a style. Let's go back to the music really quickly. Now, the recommendations they have are for a ballad or a foxtrot. The foxtrot I found was a little too fast in the style for this CVP-809. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for a ballad, okay? And for that, we're going to go into the center screen over here. I'm going to tap on the left panel, okay? And you see all these styles over here. Now, let's say I have no idea where a ballad would be. Take a look at the bottom. There's a little micro, I don't know if you can see, it looks like a magnifying glass. Tap on that, and that allows me to search for a style. So I'm going to just go ahead and tap into this little box up here. Brings up this keyboard. I'm going to simply tap in the word ballad. Like that. Hit OK. And there you go. I've got tons and tons of ballads. Now, I did a little bit of homework. I'm going to use my little scroll wheel. And let me see if I can find something. I found something called Lush Ballad, which I thought was kind of cool. Now, by the way, you can also see the preset. The categories are entertainment and easy listening. All right? So that's already selected there. Let's go ahead and hit close. Now, just for fun, if you ever have to find this again, you can also look for the tab, the entertainment tab, the easy listening subcategory, and then you can find it down in there. Lush Ballad. This is a very pretty sounding track that's slow enough for beginners, okay? So it's going to sound a little bit like this. I'm hitting my, sorry, let's go ahead and let me show you what I just did over there. Let's go back, and I got to get my camera angles over here. So just to start the accompaniment, again, I want to make sure that the auto fill-in is selected. Turn on the accompaniment on and off, okay? And then hit start and stop, okay? And that'll get the accompaniment going. I almost forgot one more thing we need to do. We need to select an accompaniment style. So let's take a look at this. Now, when we were selecting the way that the CVP-809 accompanies you, we're going to tap and hold that middle keyboard graphic over here. All right? Now, if you recall, okay, we've been working with the single finger pattern, which allows you to use just one finger to play a chord, or 2 fingers to play a minor chord or a 7th chord. Now let's say we're a little more advanced, okay? We can do either multi-finger or fingered chords. So here we go. So for example, let's just do, I'm going to do 2 different styles. I'm going to do a fingered style, and then we're going to do something even more advanced, okay? Here we go. Now, let me get my, let's get the rhythm started over here. Hit start and stop, okay? And now let's get the keyboard going. See, I hit a C major chord with 3 fingers, and it's going to keep that harmony going. until I move to the next harmony. Okay, this is a G major. I can change it to a G7 if I wanted to. See that? Okay, as long as 3 notes or more are being held, it'll recognize the chord. Back to C major. So on and so forth, okay? So that's a way of getting just basic chords played in, and of course the piano will accompany you in that harmony. Now, let's say we want to do something a little bit more advanced. Let's say instead of just playing these block chords down here, okay? Let's say we want to do something more along the lines of maybe playing the notes kind of more fully. Or maybe we want to get the whole piano to sound so that our piano is, we have all the luxury of playing. Let me, for example, let me turn this all off for just a second, okay? Let's say I wanted to really, let's say I was advanced, okay, and I really wanted to kind of improvise my own accompaniment. It could be something as simple. Something a little bit more than just a single chord or a single note, something more interesting. Let's see what we can do here now. Let's go ahead and go back to our middle panel, and for this, and we just did the fingered chord. Now I'm going to go on and take a look at AI full keyboard. I'm going to just move this to the right. Now take a look. This AI full keyboard, now what's going to happen is it's going to do away, if you recall, with the single finger accompaniments. Okay, you have this light that appeared in showing you the split point of the piano. Okay, it would show you where your left hand could play and have different instruments, and then your right hand would play the melody. Here, with the AI full keyboard, the whole piano, the whole instrument basically gets played as an instrument here, and you're going to be no longer going to have separate instruments over here, but now you can play it as freely as you want. So let's say you're a little bit more advanced. Let's go ahead and do this again. Let's get this started over here. We're going to turn on the accompaniment figure. Now listen to how this goes. 2, 3. Let's select an ending over here. There you go. That's the simplest ending over there. So that's a really quick way of jumping to a more advanced. If you're more comfortable playing, or playing your own accompaniment style, you don't need to have just a single finger outlining the harmonies for you. You want to just fill it out yourself. That's a way to do it. It's just the most free-form way of doing it. So you can see the Yamaha CVP-809 Clavinova really gives you the flexibility to play and grow with you. As you improve your playing, you can improve your own performance, and it'll adapt to any accompaniment style that you like. All right, I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on Bewitched and the AI full-fingered keyboard style for playing this. So go and have some fun. In our next tutorial, we'll look at some more advanced things that you can do to make yourself sound amazing on this instrument. Again, thanks as always for all of your comments. I really appreciate the feedback. If you have any more questions or suggestions, or maybe songs that you'd like me to take a look at, be sure to leave those comments below. For Cunningham Piano, I'm Hugh Sung. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you next time.